This is a video I've been requested by some of you to make, and it explains more or less the setup I have. My ultimate goal was to use vocals, so be able to loop vocals, synthesizers, control them, have a guitar and have an Impaktor all going into a Loopy, so therefore all being sequenced. One of the problems I've encountered was that Impaktor doesn't have a MIDI sync. Therefore I was praying to God for them to play together nicely, and in fact God exists and He heard me and He said, "Man, don't worry, just go with it." So I did, and in fact it all works beautifully together. I mean, I haven't yet encountered major problems in terms of tracks falling, you know, the two sequencers of the Impaktor and Loopy going apart in any way, which is good, of course. However, Impaktor has got a problem that when you swipe or sweep or move from it into another app, it's got a hiccup. It's just 1 millisecond, probably. But you can hear it, and of course it goes out of sync with Loopy. So what I've been doing, I've been setting up a loop on Impaktor, then letting it run, changing into Audiobus, and then starting Loopy, doing my thing, adding everything, and then going back to Impaktor at the very late stage where I had all the tracks recorded, so I could easily have them controlled via the Blueboard rather than having to go onto the screen itself. Okay, before I start showing you how to loop, I'd like to explain the setup. So everything works. I'm going to start from the iPad. Power-wise, camera connection kit, a USB hub 2.0 version plugged into that, and into the USB I have this MIDI keyboard going in and a sound card. This way I have MIDI and audio taken care of. On top of that, even though I actually noticed that it's not absolutely necessary, I have this powered, very cheapo Chinese power thing that runs off rechargeables that are, in this case, are Eneloop by Sanyo, which are the best rechargeables to be found. And that's pretty much it. In terms of control, in terms of audio, I have a mixer that goes into one of the channels, of which is a mono out. 4-channel, it's like a microphone mixer. 4 channels in, 1 out, going into the, I think, either left or right channel of the sound card, Behringer UCA 202. And I have the trigger for Impaktor, which I may be able to show you the insides of, maybe not. Anyhow, there's a piezo pickup on the inside going into the jack, which I made myself, and this goes into the second input of the sound card. Other side of things is IRig Multimedia Blueboard, and I have this little thing attached to it. It actually is that's not momentary, it's a latching switch, which basically switches just like that, on, off, and that I put that into the expression pedal input, which Blueboard has got 2 inputs for, and just off chance I thought, well, see what happens, and as a matter of fact it won't work reliably with Loopy because it's got a bit of a jitter, so when you press it, it goes tick 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 and then goes into wherever you want it to go, which for Loopy doesn't work because you press it and it just records millisecond loop and just keeps running it, so no go. However, it works well with Ampkit, which I'm using for the guitar effect, for guitar and vocal effects. So if you look on the Ampkit page, when I press this, 1, 2, I have a wah-wah, 1, 2, I have a reverb, and 1, 2, I have a clean. So if I do it on the guitar, okay, sorry about the levels, they're all over the place. So yeah, this is how it all is. I think I must have touched on most of things in terms of setup. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I'm very happy to be using it, despite the bit sort of softy keyboard. It has got very fast program switching, so you switch 4 MIDI channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. At the moment I have only Sunrizer running as a sound font, as a sound source, but it's mapped, so you go. Also, I need to switch it to. I've been successfully running it at 1 to 8 frames, which is the lowest buffer setting in Audiobus. And you have to change the presets manually. I still have to work that out. However, there is a program change button here, but I haven't been successful at changing banks or presets on in Sunrizer. However, I love the sound, and it works. And you have knobs mapped to whatever you want. Anyway, so that is that.